Thank you for viewing this video. So I've made an app a few months ago, and this video is just to record my ideas and experience, all of that I obtained from creating, launching, publishing, all of that, the whole process. Right, it's just to record, my personal experience in it. I'm not gonna edit the video too much, so it's not really made for the general public. But of course, feel free to watch it if you want. But yeah, this video is more for me, just to view later on, just to see how I can improve on the app, and how I can improve on the launch strategy, marketing strategy, all of that once I launch it later. And Imperial, UCL, I don't know where I'm gonna go for uni, so somewhere in uni, right? But yeah, the app is called Yunix. If you haven't heard of it, you can go check it out. It's on the App Store, iOS App Store, not on Android. So iOS, iPad OS, I think those are the two operating systems that can run it right now. I haven't launched it to Mac OS or Watch OS or like TV OS or whatever that, all of that stuff. So you can't really get it on there. But yeah, let's just do a run through of like what the app does and all of that. So the app logo, you can see it's that one. It's the blue and not blue, blue. It's the grey and red one, and then after you click it, nice smooth animation. And yeah, I'm logged into my main account right now. So what it's meant to be, let me just briefly catch you up in case you don't know what the app is. It's meant to be like a location-based social media, right, for a campus. So it's not really made. It's similar to how Instagram and Snapchat functions, but it's different in its own way. You can argue that it's completely different. So Instagram, Snapchat, you can see posts, you can see tweets, right, from Barack Obama or like Donald Trump or someone like that from halfway around the world, right? Like it's not really relevant to you, whatever the politicians are speaking or talking about, or like whatever Elon Musk is sending into space, right? Into space. It's not really relevant to you. You want to see what your friends are doing, or whatever, your people your age are doing around you. So it's more made for like a uni, college kind of campus, kind of style. So you can see people around you. This is like a bit of a creepy feature, as people describe it as, but most people thought it was a bit weird, but I thought it was fine. The feature was the main feature in the 1 point whatever updates. So before the 2.0 update, the app's main feature, it had a map, like Snap Maps. You can see everyone on it, including strangers, so you don't have to add them. Previously have added them as friend, so it could be completely complete strangers you haven't met or you don't know. I can show you later, but yeah, you can see those people, and then you can message them, you can add them as a friend, but only people within a 1.5 kilometer radius of you. So you can't see people outside that your radius, right? So it's pretty safe, and you can turn your location off at any time. So I'm not selling your data to anyone or anything. So technically it's more safe. The app that I made is more safe than Snapchat or Instagram, whatever, because I'm going to sell your data. And you can see that in the terms and conditions and all of that. And yeah, let me just show you that feature right now. It's still in the 2.0 updates. Right now, I think I've mentioned this, the app is at version 2.5. So I think the launch version at UCL or Imperial will be 3.0, or maybe at 3.0. So as you can see, this was the main feature that I was talking about in the 1.0 update, but there's a new feature called Post now, and I'll cover that in a bit. So the basic idea is that you can see people around you, right? There's only one person on the map right now because everyone else's visibility has expired. So this is the Yunix moderator account. As you can see, this is my current main account. I think you can see yourself on the map if you zoom in close enough. But that's not me, that's someone else. Click on it, Yunix moderator. You can see their status, age, gender. See their Instagram. You can wave to them. Yeah, you can add them as friend, message, whatever. This is the Yunix logo. And this is the map. You can only see people within 1.5 kilometer radius. There's like a slider thing here. List view, so you can see people better. In case there's loads of people on the map, you don't want it to be swarmed. You don't want there to be like a bunch of people in one location and you can't really click on the person you want to click on, or you can't really find the person you're trying to find. Therefore, this is like a list view, and then you can see when they were last active. So this person, Unix moderator, this is another account of mine, has their last active status hidden, so you can't see it, but you can change it here, so you can see if the person has their privacy status as precise, then you can see how long ago they were online. So 10 minutes ago, or online now, or a day ago, or whatever. And you can also see their distance away from you, so 3 meters. Obviously, it's on the same. I've logged into this account on the same phone, so it's very close to me. And yeah, you can filter people by age or gender, status, whatever. To make it easier to find people you want to find. And this is the thing that Apple asked me to add. I didn't really want to add it in the first place. It's like a visibility button. You have to click it. So at the start, the app starts like this by default. You have to click Go Visible to appear visible to others on the map. Otherwise, you're not going to be displayed on the map. And also, there's a time limit that expires. So the maximum limit is. Apple specifically told me that I can't make it permanent, so I've just made it to 2 weeks. So it expires in 2 weeks. Obviously, if you don't log on to the app and refresh this in 2 weeks, then it's not really useful for you to be on map. And you can turn it off at any time, your visibility. So once you're online, you can see there's a green dot here. So if that display that shows that you're online not online, sorry, on the map and visible to others within your 1.5 kilometer radius. And that's pretty much it for the map function. It's pretty simple. There's not a lot to you can zoom in out. And yeah, so the other feature is the post feature, which I added in the version 2.0 updates. It's like Instagram, you can post or actually Instagram and Twitter combined together, because you can post only text or only images or both, or polls. There's a polls feature, if I can find a poll that someone has made. Like this, Courtyard Cricket is like a game that we play. You can vote, and yeah, you can see pictures that other people have sent. You can like the post. You can see how long ago the post was posted. 6 days ago. You can see where the post was posted, and you can see the person who's posted the thing. And then can you click on them? Oh, okay, you can't click on yourself. But yeah, you can click on you can like the post, or you can click on, you can also add comments, see the notifications, whatever, activity box. This creates a post, or you can add a poll, and you can add photos, whatever. And this is one of the main features that I added in the 2.0 update in order to boost user retention, right? To give our users another reason to use the app, because I felt like it was a bit too simple. just with the maps, because it felt too much like Snapchat. This kind of differentiates from all the other social media apps, because I don't think any app does this right now, or at least I'm coming into contact with any. You can add them as friends, pretty self-explanatory. There's like a slider thing, alphabetical slider, and everyone's sorted in alphabet. This is pretty intuitive. Or you can just slide using your fingers like this, or you can use the slider, and there's like a haptic feedback, which is quite cool. Find user by Unix ID. So everyone has a randomly generated Unix ID once they sign up, and you can copy it. So you can find new users. It doesn't have to be friends. You can find new users if you know their Unix ID, even if they're outside the 1.5 kilometer radius. And yeah, you can click on that, and then I'll just do like an example. I use Suki's one, paste, there we go. And yeah, you can copy it like if you just press on that, but obviously you don't have to, be able to click on their profile and copy it. You can just ask the person on the phone, hey, what's your Unix ID, and they'll tell you, and then you can just find them, add it on Unix, and bada bing, bada boom, it's happy days from there. Everyone's sorted in the alphabet. And messages, you can see waves. This is like a new kind of interaction kind of feature that I wanted to include. I wanted it to be like a low risk kind of way to start a conversation with someone. You can just wave to someone, and then you can wave them back like that, or you can dismiss it. But if you click wave or whatever, it just dismisses it. And then messages. It's in the messages screen. I've also I've already dismissed it. That's why it's gone. Okay, we're back. Settings screen, pretty self-explanatory. You can click to change your photo, change your username, age, status, all of it here. I haven't done that. Activity status, sign out, delete account, change password, verify your email, send verification email, legal stuff, terms of service, all of that's down here. That's all the boring stuff. But that's pretty much the whole app, I guess. I haven't really added much apart from that. Okay, so let's get on to the business end of things. So let me just move this close. So let's just get on to how publishing and promoting went. Should we cover the development stage first? Yeah, let's cover development, then let's cover promotions. So I mainly used ChatGPT as my AI tool. Everyone uses AI nowadays, so you can't really say, I'm cheating by just using the AI. There's people who literally makes whole apps just by typing in the prompt. I don't do that. I used AI to debug my code and fix my logic, whatever. So it's more like a tool to me rather than just doing it all using the AI. But I've heard that Claude is apparently quite a lot better than this. So than ChatGPT. So I might try that out in the next app that I make. Let me just get some more water. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, we're back. Speaking is exhausting. It's like really hurting my throat. I've already recorded a video before this, but I thought it wasn't brief enough. It was like 30 minutes long, and it was like waffle, and it didn't really have structure. So I just thought I might just do this again, retake it, and re-upload it. So, what was I going to talk about again? Oh yeah, development. Um, I started developing it, I think, in August last year, so August 2025, or was it September-ish? I think it was August, but I was doing ESAT, like the Cambridge and Imperial entrance exam. I was prepping for that as well, and I had lots of like mini mock and mock, like kind of, predicted grades, exams, all of that. So I was very busy and I didn't really have time. So it kind of got postponed, like the whole development stage. Not postponed, I just, like, it took longer than usual, So it took about 6 months for me to get the app out onto App Store. And so yeah, that's that. And I'd say developing it was, AI, I'd say ChatGPT in general, like at the start it was very easy, because I was just getting the login systems, whatever, that's very easy to do. But once the whole app got more complicated, there were more scripts, whatever, it got really hard to, fix bugs and whatever. It got harder as, the app grew in size, and yeah. And anything else I want to add? Yeah, I mean, I use Firebase as the backend. I didn't really build my custom backend because that would take too long, and I don't really have any previous experience with like complex relational backend databases. So I just thought, I might just use this, get Google's Firebase plan, whatever, their code service, I don't really have a server either myself, so I couldn't really host it even if I coded one. And yeah, I think that's as far as developing it goes. Yeah, it wasn't the hardest part in the app. Publishing it, promoting it was probably one of the most painful parts. So yeah, I think developing. Oh yeah, okay. So let's get on to, like, after I published, it was very useful, because my friends and I, we've been just testing it a lot, and we found lots of bugs in the first few iterations. And yeah, I was just iterating really fast through the versions. I think, just pushing one update after the other, because app review takes about 3 days. So I think I was just publishing another version as soon as the previous version got approved. And yeah, it was just very fast iteration. And I got lots of new bugs solved, and lots of new features added, which made the app more intuitive, like that map sliding feature, and the post rate, which came in the 2.0 update. And yeah, just lots of, like, before I published the 1.0 version, I thought, oh yeah, this app is pretty much bug free. What could go wrong? And then everything went wrong. Like, yeah, the messaging box, right? It's meant to expand vertically instead of horizontally, because if it expands horizontally, it's going to go off the screen, and that's what happened in the 1.0 version. So I had to fix that. And what else? Yeah, iteration, that's very important in the early stages, and getting like a few beta testers to test the program for you, and give you feedback, like really quick, instantaneous feedback. That's very important as well. Yeah, bug fixes, all but yeah, iteration, that's where all like the new features come out. So don't be afraid to publish an unfinished product. Like, it's going to be unfinished, like you're going to be iterating so much quicker. If you think that your product has hit like a plateau, like a stage or whatever, just get it out there, test it out. You'll find so many bugs, so many new features actually you could add, and then you'll iterate so much more quicker, and you break through that plateau after you publish it. So that's my yeah, that's pretty much the development section covered. So promotion, right? I wasn't really allowed to promote it at Marlborough College because there was a few like health and safety rules, whatever. So before I got the no-go on that, on promoting, I was, I already did a few like promoting stuff before they said no, you can't do it anymore. So how I did it beforehand was, I like made, before I published the app, I made like an Instagram account, and then I handed out posters to everyone saying, just to build up the hype, saying, oh, this app is coming, on this date or whatever. And then I just gave out posters for that. Stay tuned, follow my Instagram for more news, all of that. And there was a few engagement people, a tiny bit of people, interacting with it, but not a lot. And after it was out, I just went around the house trying to get people to download, and then I made posters as well, handing out posters, whatever. And then eventually, got found out by my housemaster, and then I had to go to IT to get approved for the for the app to be promoted on campus at Marlborough. And what else? So that was the first stage. Second stage was trying to get it, trying to spread it without me having to do all the work, right? So I got like I tried to pay some a few ambassadors. I tried to pay, I think, like £0.5, so 50 pence every user they got on to the app for me. And I tried to do it too. I tried to get people from different houses to do it, but I don't think they were too interested, even if I paid them like a salary, because I don't know, I feel like they're just scared of the idea, it might ruin their social image or whatever. Like, I don't really know why they wouldn't really promote it for me. And so I think that's that. They didn't really do it. And then after that, I think what I did, I moved on. So I went on to another strategy. So I thought, instead of paying people to promote for me, or instead of me having to pay people to download the app, I probably would have had to pay about 50 pence, not 50 pence, like £5, to get someone to be on the app, because most people don't want to be the first users on the app. Like, if your friend's using it, or if you see a friend downloading it, you're way more likely to download it. That's one of the takeaways from this app. As an example, I tried to promote it in the kitchen. There was like 2 or 3 people in the kitchen in my house. One person tried to download it, so the other 2 people were like, oh, I might download it as well. But then again, if it's one-on-one trying to get people to download it, if it's strangers, they might just do it out of politeness, but they won't really have retention. They won't come up. They won't really, keep using the app. But if it's one-on-one, it's much more difficult, because your friends aren't doing it. Why should I do it? There's no reason. My friends aren't on the app. There's no like FOMO or whatever. I'm not really missing out on anything. So then I resorted to these Haribo's. I tried to give one out to everyone who download the app, who would download the app. So if you download the app, you could get a pack of Haribo's, and it was way cheaper. It was about £3 to get about 22 packets, so it was really cheap. It was about like 10 or 20p per packet, so it's a lot better than paying £5. And people were downloading it, but one of the main issues with that is user retention, right? People were downloading it, but they weren't really coming back to the app to use it. So that's one of the issues that I found quite tricky to tackle. And what else? I try to go around different houses trying to promote, get people to download as well. And strangers, they do it out of politeness, but they won't really use it again, unless their friends are using it. So I tried to go to, you know, people I didn't know. They downloaded it, made an account, whatever, but you know, they didn't really use it in the end. They didn't even open the app again after downloading it. So that's one of the issues I found. But yeah, I mean, social effects, right? These books, this book and that book, these are the two like main things that I based my promotion strategies off of. This was really helpful for for understanding how. Well, it's not really. It doesn't really tell you how to do it. Otherwise, I would have been successful, because, you know, if it tells you the strategy on how to be successful, then if it literally gives you the blueprint, then why can't you do it? It doesn't give you the blueprint. It just says like what's going to happen in each stage, right? That's what this book does. But yeah, I had like a brief understanding of what would happen. Yeah, and this book was really helpful as well. Well, actually, I tried to read it after I made the app, so it wasn't that useful. But it's still useful for future ventures that I'm going to undertake. So yeah, cold start, that's one of the hardest things to do, I'd say. So at the start, it was very hard to get few users on. So there was a few examples that I want to cover, right? So one of them was, I think, one of the houses, C3, I think it was Matthew, and then he got like a few people to download, and then everyone in my year group in C3 was talking about it, so everyone in there downloaded it, because, you know, they were talking about it and whatever. It just spread through the word of mouth really easy through social effects. So that was really good. And I got, I think, 15 users in one day, which is like the highest it's been. I think I've got about 60 users in total, new users. Yeah, so I got 60 users in total right now, but obviously the app's pretty much dead right now. I have to be focusing on mocks or whatever, so I haven't been doing that. But yeah, social effects really have to, it's really crucial to the success of a social media app. And I'd say that's, what's the other example that I was going to cover? There was another one. Oh yeah. The kitchen one I've already told you about. Like, you know, 1 or 2 users download it, and then, you know, bing bang boom is like a domino effect. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If I can think of anything else, I'll try to add it into the comments or whatever on YouTube. I'll add in somewhere. I'll add a link to where you can download the app and whatever. But promotion wise, I think that's pretty much it. At UCL, what would I do differently at uni? I think I'd, you know, I have to get a few co-founders, that definitely, because one person doing this, all of this promotion, whatever, coding, fixing bugs, it's quite a lot of work, and you know, it slows down, because I don't really have that much time to do everything. It really helps if I have another like co-founder who's interested in this and able to undertake this, you know, project with me. So that's what I would do differently. First of all, I'd find a co-founder at uni to do this with me. What else? I'd say launch-wise, I think the launch strategy would be to launch at societies or in class or something, promote it in class, you know, get people to download it, get lots of. I think the critical mass is obviously higher than 60, because otherwise my app would have succeeded. Would be, I estimate, still at about 200, which is the first number that I estimated before I published the app. But obviously, I try to get there, but I couldn't. So it might be about 200, 300-ish, or it might be about 1,000, but realistically about 300. Yeah, 250, you know, 250 to 300. That's about the critical mass that I need to get the app actually rolling on itself, instead of me having to do all the work, which is really tiring, and it might not pay off in the end. So that's that, and yeah, that's pretty much what I would do differently. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. And you know, if you have any questions, whatever, leave it in the comments, and then I'll try to find it and answer your questions. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. So thank you for viewing this video, and catch you in the next one.